How's it going, everyone? It is Andre Williams, and over here we talk stocks and we focus on one thing. Always protect your profits. And today we're going to be talking about BBIG. In my previous video, I was saying how important it was for us to hold the $3 level. We ended up closing at $3.01. And knowing this fact, it still means that there's a lot of demand in the market for BBIG shares. And we're going to talk about it further inside this video. I won't waste any more time. Let's jump into the agenda. If you're new to this channel, I just want to let you know we have timestamps down below inside the description. But if you're a shareholder, you're thinking about taking a position, I highly suggest you watch this full entire video. So the first thing we're going to go over is the technical analysis. We're going to be taking a look at the overall price action. We want to know support. We want to know resistance. We want to know what it looks like in a bearish case scenario and as well as in the bullish case scenario. And then we're going to go on Fintel, taking a look at the recent institutional ownership and short interest information. The reason why this is important because it does have an impact on the way the stock performs. And then we're going to be taking a look at the order flow distribution. We want to know the buying and the selling behavior on the retail side and as well as on the institutional side. And then when all of that is done, we'll be going into the final thoughts and as well as some more details. So let's get to it. So we're going to do a technical analysis for BBIG. Let's see how it performed on the day. So it ended up closing at $3.01, being up 2.73%. On the low, it tested $2.86, and then on the high, testing $3.33. When we take a look at the volume stats on the day, you can see we traded at 49.419 million shares, and the average volume over 10 trading days is at 110.432 million shares. So you can see we did have well below the average in regards to volume, but we still ended up having a green day. Now, when we take a look at our chart, which is a daily chart, we can see from the RSI down below, it's at 47.59. And then when we take a look at our moving averages here on the chart, we are below the 100-day, the 200-day, and we also are below the 21-day EMA and as well as the 50-day. So like I was saying in previous videos, we want to see BBIG at least hold up the $3 level. We closed at $3.01. We ended up seeing a high at $3.33. And like I said in the video yesterday, I wanted us to have some price action above the 21-day EMA. It would have been better if we would have closed above it, but we didn't end up getting that. So going into tomorrow, if we end up having a pullback inside of the market, what I'd want to see from BBIG, I'd want to see a higher low, most preferably holding up that $3 level right at the open. We can see in the after hours so far, it kind of pulled back to around 297, but we know during regular hours, that's when we have more volume coming in. But I want to see a continuation of higher lows. You can see we tested a low here around 255, and then on the day we tested a low here around 286. So most preferably, if we can hold down $3 for tomorrow, that is definitely a good look for BBIG. And if we're able to pass the 333 high that we saw on the day for today, then I'd want to see us being able to get past this resistance right here around 365, because passing 365, this is where I want to see BBIG make that move going to $4. So let's see what it does going into tomorrow. So we're going to take a look at the recent institutional ownership and short interest information for BBIG. So as we scroll down further on the page, green rows indicate new positions and red rows indicate closed positions. So we're going to take a look at the filings for January the 25th. So we have Fidelity Nasdaq Composite Index tracking stock that purchased 70,259 shares. And the other ones we already covered from the National Bank of Canada. Now, when we move on to the short interest, the dark pool short volume ratio is at 33.26%, and then for the dark pool short volume, it is just over 7.37 million shares. Scrolling down further on the page, short shares availability is at 40,000, updated 19 minutes ago, and then for the short ball fee rate, it is at 124.75%. So what that means is, for anyone who's shorting BBIG, you are paying a hefty fee. Now, when we take a look at the history of the short volume, we can see for the close of the 21st, it is at 42.86. And then for the close of the 24th, it is at 33.26. So it did go down quite a bit, but one thing that is very clear, BBIG still continues to have short squeeze potential. So now let's move on to the order flow distribution. Now let's take a look at the order flow distribution for BBIG. So we can see here on the inflow it's at 31.83 and on the outflow it's at 27.65. So we ended up having an inflow day. Taking a look at the breakdown on the large, it was 0.21. On the medium, it was 22.31, and then on the small, it was 9.31. Taking a look at the outflow side on the large, it was 0.25. On the medium, it was 20.08, and then on the small, it was 7.32. When we take a look at the large scale orders in the last 5 days, you can see for January 25th, which is today, us having that negative outflow of 0.03 million. Now, when we analyze the numbers even further for the small scale orders that tends to represent the retail side, we had more buying than we had selling. And then when we take a look at what happened on the medium, we had more buying than we had selling. But when we take a look at the large, which represents whales, institutions, and funds, again, not a big difference, but we had more selling than we had buying. And then when we take a look at the turnover ratio, it was at 36.46%. Again, we're used to seeing it this high when it comes to a stock like BBIG, but we are continuing to see a decrease. So this is definitely great news because this means that many people are holding on to their positions. Not a lot. It is still liquid. There's still a lot of traders in there, but like I said, we've seen it being as high as around 200%. So seeing it in the 30% range is definitely a good look. So let's get into the final thoughts and we'll go over some more details as well. So for my final thoughts for BBIG, it was great that we saw a lot of strength in the stock. It was able to hold up the $3 level. So going into tomorrow, we ended up seeing a high on the day of $3.33. So I would love for us to make a move to $3.65, because then if we have more buying coming into the play, then we can make a strong move all the way to $4. And we know $4 is a key level. There's going to be many who are going to be looking to take profits and so forth, but if there's a lot of demand and there's a lot of buying pressure, this is where things can get very interesting and why you want to keep it on your radar. Of course, if we end up breaking below that $3 level, BBIG begins to start looking weak. We want it above 3, making that momentum into the mid 3s, making that move to 4. Write that down. Also, when we went on Fintel, taking a look at the short interest information, it still continues to have short squeeze potential. Plus, on top of that, it has short borrow fees well over 100%. So what this means is shorts who are vested in BBIG are paying a hefty fee. And whenever you see this variable, of course, this is where you can look forward to seeing strong price action. And this is why we need to continue to make those higher lows, and we have to have that demand continuing inside of the market, especially seeing that momentum coming into tech. Going into tomorrow, we do know we're going to be getting some more details in regards to the Fed meeting, so it is going to have an impact in the market overall, and that's just one thing that I want to make sure you understand and add it to your homework. So if you are in this play, do your homework. Do your due diligence. Figure out what are the right entries for you. I do the technicals. I show you guys areas that you want to see some strength. So you should be able to come up with a game plan where you could say, well, you know what? Here's how I can manage my overall risk, and here's what my profit potential actually looks like. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I can't wait to see how well this stock performs going into tomorrow. We'll talk soon.